Coming in at number 10, Astroworld. Travis Scott's Astroworld Festival tragedy completely took over the news cycle, and because Kylie Jenner was in attendance, the Kardashian family was also linked to this disaster. In total, 10 concert goers lost their lives when a crowd surge turned deadly. To make matters worse, Kylie posted a photo of the show on her Instagram stories, and in the crowd you can see an ambulance desperately trying to make its way through. It was a horrible tragedy that led to a $2 billion lawsuit against Travis Scott, Live Nation, and others involved. The backlash was so intense that if anyone in the family posted online, someone would inevitably call them out in the comments for what happened at Astroworld. So, cue the distraction. Suddenly we had rumors of Kim and Pete dating after her SNL performance, and then there was all of the stuff with Tristan Thompson cheating on Khloe with Marley Nichols. Then in comes the whole Julia Fox Kanye West situation, and just like that, so many people have forgotten about Astroworld. But before we jump into our next point, make sure you tap that like button to show some love to the channel. Coming in at number 9, Kris Humphries' marriage. The tumultuous relationship between Kim Kardashian and Kris Humphries will forever live in infamy in the archives of Keeping Up with the Kardashians as one of her quickest marriages ever. The beauty mogul and NBA star didn't even know each other for a full year before deciding to get married. Many years later, Kim would even confess that she felt pressure to get married, and that is why she moved so fast with Kris. After about 6 months of dating, Humphries proposed, and it was all captured for an episode of Kim's show, with the wedding taking place just 4 months later. Despite all of that pressure to get married though, Kim ultimately decided to follow her heart, and after 72 days of marriage, she filed for divorce from Humphries. Things got really messy too, because Kris was continuously claiming that the whole marriage was simply a publicity stunt, which many didn't put past the ever so cunning Kardashians. In at number 8, Kendall's pandemic party. With the pandemic, a lot of people celebrating their birthdays had to find alternatives because social gatherings had been severely limited to protect people from catching the virus. However, when you're one of the specials like Kendall Jenner, you can just throw $1 million party and not get shut down. During Halloween weekend, as cases in the US climbed to nearly 100,000 per day, Kendall celebrated with a packed party filled with celebrities not wearing masks. In fact, the only people that were smart enough to wear a mask were the staff that she had working this super spreader event. Perhaps one of the dirtiest scandals though was the fact that she had pieces of paper around the party that specifically told people not to post anything on social media. However, once that photo was out, it was game over for Kendall. Twitter absolutely blasted these celebrities for their blasé attitude towards this pandemic. In at number 7, Pepsi And ProActiv. Kendall found herself in some serious hot water again when she appeared in a Pepsi ad that was blasted for exploiting the Black Lives Matter movement and the debate around police brutality. She broke down in tears on Keeping Up with the Kardashians and explained that she felt really bad that anyone was ever offended by it. However, that was quickly swept under the rug again, and then a new advertising incident arose shortly thereafter. First, it was her Pepsi campaign where she believed that she could solve racism with a sugary beverage. Then we had all of this lead up to another big video that everyone in her family just couldn't believe that she was doing. Her mom, Kris, tweeted something to the effect of Kendall being so brave and vulnerable for embarking on her latest project. Fans even wondered if she was going to address something serious like bullying or depression, but nope, she was just announcing her new deal with the skincare company ProActiv. Turns out her raw story was all about her not having the most perfect skin.
But there definitely is an ending, and there definitely is a solution for you. For me, I can honestly say that the magic was ProActiv.
Coming in number 6, Kylie's lip injections. Kylie also came under fire as a teen for getting lip injections to enhance the pout in her lips. She revealed in a September 2017 episode of Life of Kylie that she decided to modify her appearance after a former boyfriend told her, "I didn't think you would be a good kisser because you had such small lips." I mean, do whatever you want, and if the lip injection made her feel better, then sure. However, years later, she launched her own makeup line called Kylie Cosmetics, which generated $420 million in retail sales in its first 18 months. And to me, that's sort of like if I started taking steroids and then suddenly started offering personal training courses and discounts on protein. You're lying and then directly making money based on the lie that you presented. Even if she admitted to getting lip injections, she still presented herself and her line as a way to look just like her, which we all know requires much more than just some lipstick. In at number 5, Scott Disick cheating. For a long time, the relationship between Scott Disick and Kourtney Kardashian had been, tumultuous again to say the least. Even the rest of the Kardashian family was confused about the status of their relationship at times, although it became much more clear when Scott was caught getting a little too close with his ex-girlfriend Khloe Bartoli. Following the paparazzi taking these photos, the two broke up. Although that was just the nail in the coffin moment, before this, Kim caught a woman hiding in Scott's bathroom while in Dubai. And following those exposing photos, Kourtney wanted to rekindle the relationship, so she invited him to vacation with the family in Costa Rica. And while there, he tried again to sneak a woman into the hotel room, all while he was trying to reunite with Kourtney. And at number 4, Khloe avoids jail time. With her father being Lamar Kardashian, the man who is quite the expert at helping people get away away with a crime, it's no wonder Khloe found a way to avoid a longer prison sentence. For those of you who don't know, Khloe's father served as O.J. Simpson's attorney during his 1995 trial. And fast forward to 2007, Khloe got arrested for driving while under the influence, and because of this she received a 30-day sentence. However, she never actually went to prison. In fact, she spent a maximum of 3 hours in police custody before being released. The reason for her release was due to many factors. According to authorities, the prison was too overcrowded for her, and they also received multiple threats after arresting her. They put her in solitary confinement, and the warden came in to say that they knew she was causing all of the problems, so as a result of not wanting to deal with this famous person, they just let her go. And number 3, Lamar Odom. The former NBA star who was once married to Khloe Kardashian certainly had a spotlight put on his life and struggles therein that exposed some of his deepest and darkest secrets. I truly believe that if he hadn't married a Kardashian, we still wouldn't really have learned who he truly was. In his 2019 memoir titled Darkness to Light, Lamar talks about the scandal that took place at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel in 2012. He had arranged for 2 strippers to meet him there, as well as reaching out to his drug contact to provide a stash. When his wife saw the bill come up on his credit card, she immediately showed up with her mom, Kris, and pounced on the first woman she saw. Odom recalls Khloe dropping vicious blows while Kris screamed for her security team to restrain her daughter. Khloe then instructed the security to dispose of all of the drugs in the room, although it wasn't much long after this that in 2015 he was found overdosing in a hotel room, again accompanied by prostitutes. And this time, however, there was no Kardashian at his side to hide the mess that he had just made. In at number 2, the Ray J tape. But Kim Kardashian is no stranger to the fact that this infamous tape is the reason that she was really introduced to the world. Keeping Up with the Kardashians even premiered on E! Just a few months after it was released to the public. In a June 2012 interview, she said that while she felt humiliated, it only made her work 10 times harder to get people to see the real her. The tape from 2007 almost immediately went viral, and although Kim tried to fight the release of it, she ultimately settled on using the publicity to promote her family's show. Coming in at number 1, the car crash.
The Sheriff's Department told ET that Jenner could be charged with misdemeanor vehicular manslaughter.
It seems like the worst case scenario, you could spend a year in a county jail. Have you been able to even think about that?
Caitlyn oddly laughing off the very serious crime she was faced with, claiming that it's what the media would love. I mean, sure, but also if you hit someone with your car, then you can't really blame the media for saying that you look guilty. While Jenner was driving, let's say, inattentively, she slammed into the back of a Lexus, sending the car into oncoming traffic. Within moments, a Hummer then collided with the Lexus, resulting in the driver losing their life. According to the district attorney's report, they could not prove that Jenner's conduct was unreasonable, and therefore the case was then thrown out. The authorities then shifted the blame to the victim, Kim Howe, who obviously could not defend herself. They claimed that she had rear-ended another car first, and that Caitlyn's collision was a result of Kim's poor driving. Yeah, that's a big no. Kim Howe's family ended up suing Caitlyn Jenner, claiming that her negligence was to blame. That's been today's list though. Make sure you leave us a comment down below if you think I missed anything else. And while you do that, I'm going to check out some of your comments from the video titled Pete Davidson got Kim Kardashian's name branded on him. Just a Jeep girl and her dog says, not a huge Pete Davidson fan, but he took it to a new level. I ain't mad at all. Mad respect for the giant balls he has. Just saying. I'm not mad, just confused. D says she is literally going to destroy him, bless his sweet, stupid heart. One could argue that's just what the Kardashians do. She's also going to make him more famous than he could ever even imagine. Random Rambling says, a brand is more permanent than a tattoo, way harder to cover up. We just have to never take his shirt off, that's all. Roxy Caldwell says, oh yikes, that's kind of cringe to be honest. They've only been together like half a year. It certainly feels like he's rushing things just a bit. Maybe just a smidge. Lindsay F says he should probably stop doing that. Probably, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. That's all the time that we have for today though, folks, so stay classy, and I'll see you in the next one.